Rise and shine from the east side, y'all. Welcome back to Sunnyside Sovereignty. It's your girl Sunny. All right, welcome and welcome back. We are here for our Sovereign Stargaze Astro forecast for the sign of Cancer for the month of April 2024. Welcome. I love y'all. How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Send this to a Cancer in your life, or if you have Cancer anywhere in your chart, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements. Okay. So we just had a total solar eclipse yesterday on April 8th. It was also a new moon in the sign of Aries. We are in Aries season right now, okay? And this energy affected your 10th house and probably will still be playing out through this month, affecting your 10th house. What does that mean, Sunny? I don't know what you're talking about. Reputation, career, long-term goals, okay? Structure, discipline, masculinity, and the men in your life, okay? Fame, experts and specialists. And then we do have a full moon on April 23rd in the sign of Libra, which will be affecting your 4th house of home, stability, ancestry, roots, family, self-care, your foundation, emotions, right, the feminine energy in your life, feminine energy in general, mother and children. Okay, so that's interesting. There's a lot of parental energy. I just realized that after saying that out loud, because I didn't realize that when I was taking my notes yesterday. So there's an emphasis on parental figures and energy in your life during this time, regardless of your age, okay? Or if you're a parent, maybe there could be a focus on your parenting skills or traditions and parenting skills that you might have inherited and learned from your parents or your guardians or whatever have you from your childhood. We also have Mercury retrograde in the sign of Aries during this time, and Mercury retrograde does typically bring a sense of nostalgia and like thinking about your childhood and certain things like that. So be taking mental note of any shifts, changes, thoughts, anything like that during this next month or so, Cancer. So I got a song for you, and it's We Don't Trust You by Future and Metro Boomin. They just dropped that project recently. I don't know if y'all have heard that. If you're a hip-hop head, I'm sure you have. That song came up, right? And then I don't know why Future's coming up so much, but right, Mask. So it made me think of the song Mask Off, also by Future. But I was getting right with this self-care energy, like I said, with your 4th house. Self-care deals with your like beauty rituals, your routines, as far as your physical upkeep, your emotional and mental upkeep as well. So when I got Mask, I was thinking, some of you might be coming up with a new skincare regimen or getting more strict or more disciplined and more regular with your skincare routine. I was thinking about somebody putting on a mud mask, a bentonite clay mask, going to the spa, or just having a spa day at home. Whether you're a man or woman, okay, because men need self-care too. Get that glow going, all right? Ladies love soft skin on men as well. We love a hard-working man, yes, with soft hands, but we like, hard-working man with soft hands. Like, this is a balance, okay? So there could be something about trust issues here, because of that song We Don't Trust You. There could be something with that. Go check out that song. Some of you could be trying to find a balance between working at home and like, going to your job, like the location or whatever, in office, because we have 10th house dealing with career. We also have to can't talk. This energy dealing with home as well. So some of you might be going to the office a couple days out of the week and staying home the rest of the week. Being grateful for your blessings at this time. Consider the smallness of your needs, okay? Some of you might be stressed out about little certain things, but you're not recognizing you do have more than you actually think, or more available than more available resources than you know. With that, this could be like physical resources, whether money you check in your account, realizing you thought maybe you had a little less, and realize like, oh, I got a little $100 extra more dollars than I thought I had in here. I had 1,000 extra more dollars than I thought in here. But even down to connections, I think you might have a bigger support system than what you think right now. Not being afraid to lean on that support system. being more intimate. Maybe this is some of you being more vulnerable, being more open with your parental figures in your life, or you being more vulnerable, more open as a parent if you are a parent. Or some of you could be something like a guidance counselor or something, you know, where people do kind of look up to you in that way. Okay. Something about paying attention to your reaction to others. I think Gemini also got that energy. Responding instead of reacting. Okay. Eliminating distractions. Maybe some of you, right, the balance between work and home. For example, they say if you do work from home or whatever, don't do your work in the bed, right? Go to a designated work area, your desk or the living room or the dining room table or something like that, because it kind of eliminates distraction in that way. Recognizing patterns in relationships, patterns within yourself as well, getting to the root of those problems. Once again, recognizing behaviors and patterns that maybe you picked up as a child through your parents or your family that may or may not be so healthy. You might be having certain conversations, right? More vulnerable, open conversations about why, you know, the family dynamic is the way it is, why you behave the way you do, why this person behaves the way you do. And once again, this is not to make excuses for certain behavior, but to understand maybe why certain boundaries need to be in place because certain things need to change, okay? This might be setting boundaries with coworkers. You know, sometimes some coworkers, I'm not saying you can't build friendships at work. I'm saying a lot of times it'd be rare, depending on your field, okay? I feel like it's a little more easier when you're in like a creative field to kind of network and make friends, but I feel like in the corporate world, it's a little harder because I just feel like, I don't know. I'm speaking from personal experience. I could be wrong. Something about not feeling guilty for needing your peace. Once again, setting these boundaries. I said what I said. I ain't never scared. Something about speaking very clear and not caring about how people feel about you setting these boundaries, okay? Cancers, you can be very giving, very loving, and sometimes it can be overdone, and then people take that kindness for weakness. Maybe somebody's being a little secretive, a little sneaky behind your back, and you kind of got to set the record straight, okay? Calming hyperactivity. Some of you could feel a little anxious during this time, a little on edge, a little antsy. Sometimes the eclipse season can do that, okay? So just take a moment to breathe. Some of you do need to kind of make sure you set out 5 to 10 minutes throughout the day, especially if you're super busy with work, which it seems like you might be a little busy with work during this time. Making sure you set out a moment throughout the day to breathe, to meditate, to pray, whatever it is that you need to do to recenter yourself, to ground yourself. Maybe you need to get to work like 10 or 15 minutes earlier so you can sit in the parking lot and, you know, deep breathe before you go in instead of just pulling up and rushing in and just starting your day like that. I wholeheartedly believe everybody should do that no matter what your field is. Like, I don't think you should just kind of just jump in like that at work. Like, I feel like you have to ground yourself and set your intention for the day, whether that is setting intention like, oh, I want to make this amount of sales this day, I want to make sure I get this done on my checklist today at work. But sitting there and praying, you know, praying for your protection, your safety, your clarity, and that you just have a good day. And some things are out of our control, but I do believe if you kind of go into work or school, whatever have you, with that prayer, that meditation throughout the day, I feel like it does keep you grounded when things do kind of get hectic. Instead of just running in there like a chicken with their head cut off, as they say, okay? You might be getting like overstimulated with a lot of information. Like maybe a lot of phone calls are coming in at once, a lot of emails you got to respond to. Plus, right, you got to tend to the home. You got to do this. You got to cook dinner and you got to take the kids to soccer. You got to do this, make this appointment, plus work. But I do feel like this was also similar to, I feel like this was Gemini too. Similar to that, I do feel like you have unexpected resources, like unexpected information and resources coming in if you slow down and listen, like something you might have needed or something like that. Somebody shares that info with you, whether you're overhearing it, like as a bystander in passing, or somebody directly gives you this information, I do think there might be a solution presented to you regarding something. You do need to be patient with yourself at this time. Some of you, I feel like you should be doing more or further along with something, whether it be further along with like deadlines or further along in life in general. I do believe you need to have patience with yourself and know that you are divinely guided and you are at the right place at the right time, you know, in that moment. This energy keeps coming out for everybody so far as being flexible and observing your reaction to others, responding instead of reacting. I don't know, it's because we're in Aries season, and Aries is the god of war, and people do tend to be a little more aggressive during Aries season, a little more sensitive. And because, right, Venus is in Aries, Mercury retrograde in Aries, the sun is in Aries, Chiron, the wounded healer, is in Aries. So I'm just starting to feel like any little thing can kind of set people off. Especially for my folks in customer service, right? They always say the customer is right. I've never believed that. Like, the customer is not always right. There's no way you're going to come into my establishment, whether I'm the boss, the supervisor, the CEO, or, you know, the employee of whatever. There's no way you're going to come in and disrespect me. Not to negate, right? If I can help you, if there's some adjustments to be made, that's fine. But respect goes both ways. Just saying, so I'm saying, if you are in like customer service or in a field where you really do have to service people, some of you might be needing to take some extra deep breaths, because people might be on one during this time, might be getting certain emails and calls and visits, getting certain feedback. And just keep in mind that Mercury retrograde is a good time to take in certain feedback, to adjust and make certain changes. But once again, the respect and the boundaries still have to be there. Okay. Did I say something about business and pleasure? Mixing business and pleasure, right? Something about the boundaries. Somebody could be trying to test you to mix business and pleasure. Some of you might be considering it. From my personal experience, I just don't think it's a good idea. I'm not saying, there are times where like friends can work together and start businesses. Like, there's certain dynamics that work. Once again, use your discernment, only you know. But specifically, I'm talking romantically. I only think that works when people are like legit trying to build a family unit and they are looking at marriage or something of that sort. Okay. To me, marriage is the perfect example of business and pleasure, right? Because to me, personally, this is just me personally, if I'm getting married, like, it makes sense to do family business. That makes sense. That's how general wealth is accumulated and built and passed on. But just to be doing shit with people who you don't know if they're gonna last a season or not, no. So maybe some of you could be thinking about creating a business with a partner if you're married. I'm talking to mostly like engaged and married people in that way. If that's so green light for you, if not, why am I thinking about that meme? Right, I don't know, hip hop just be coming up in these readings, music. Chief Keef's friend Lil Reese, Chicago rapper, that meme of him, that interview he did when he was like, right, married couples, single trying to mix business pleasure. Please, that meme is like classic. That is hilarious. I think that's all I have for you, Cancer. Please send this to a Cancer that you know. If you'd like to email me, everything will be in the description box below, but it's sunnysidesovereignty@gmail.com. You can DM me on Instagram for a personal session, whatever have you. Sunnyside Sovereignty on Instagram as well. I love you, Cancer. I love you so much. I love you. I love you times 10. Okay? Bye.